player's best interest in mind. I guess we've had a version of it with like the NCAA before, but it's really
Yeah,
different.
like, and that's different. And I think that's where that's a fair point. It's new territory for us. Like, it almost begs question because we kind of had a little bit of this dialogue on X. No, I'm sorry, Twitter. I refuse Twitter.
Twitter.
Um, like, what is more like? Do you think we see more players like Kaylee Hunter make the turn towards a league, or do you think it's more of a league where a year or two, and then you see some of those collegiate players taking the professional step maybe a year earlier for that? What do you think is more likely when you're looking at, say, the NSL in terms of getting players to start their professional leagues earlier or their professional journey a little bit earlier?
Yeah, I think it's going to be still relatively rare to see like the 16, 17-year-olds on anything other than on a youth development permit, just
Mm-hmm.
because they've been absolutely ingrained since childhood that the ultimate goal
Mm-hmm.
is to have a scholarship, and that is still the safer route. I mean, what Gibson is doing with youth sports, I'd like to see more of. And then also, I'd like to see if we can get some kind of collaboration with the youth sports teams going where they can sign for maybe more than 3 games, because I would have loved to see more of Gibson, Matipula,
Mm-hmm.
etc. But they were limited to those 3 games, right? So I think just based on how like the girls are socialized still from a young age, and I think they are more risk adverse than the young men maybe
Mm-hmm.
in the similar positions. Just because it's not quite as built out, I don't think it's going to be the Kaylee Hunters, but I think the second option, what you're saying, kind of like the Olivia Smith route, right? She only did 1, 2
Yes.
years in college. I think we'll see likely more of that where you're kind of seeing their development max out. And it is an important step in their development. The NCAA, it's a very intense, physical, athletic competition, and it does prepare them in a way for that professional environment. There is a gap still between youth and that pro setup. So I think
Mm-hmm.
we'll likely see people maybe leaving college a little bit earlier and then finishing their degrees, hopefully up here. But I think it's going to take a few years still for like a lot of 17-year-olds. And also there's not that many that are that talented that can hang right away.
It's true. I mean, I think it'll come down to see kind of what happens with Kaylee Hunter ultimately, because if you want to say you're taking the Olivia Smith route, you know what that equals. It's you a year, you go to Portugal, you boss it up, and then next thing you know, England, what? 700? What? England, what? A million? So that route, at least you know what it is. We don't have a designated route. And fortunately or unfortunately for Kaylee Hunter, a lot of people are going to look to see what happens to her and will be like, this is the model.